Hello there again, this is Paul Puckirdge. Hoping you're having a fantastic day. I am, and I hope after this video session your day is going to be even better. In today's writing lesson, I want to talk about the most important part of an email. In fact, the most important part of pretty much any document, and that's the subject line. Today, let's just talk about email. Every email has a to, a from, and then underneath, subject. And I've got to tell you, what you say or don't say in the subject is going to determine how well someone reads the entire part of your email, or whether they just leave it there in the inbox and one day delete it. In my job, I go and visit, as you know, thousands of individuals over the course of a year, and I meet lots of managers and staff in offices, and one of the things that I do, especially if it comes to business writing, is ask them to show me some of their emails. And I'm continually astounded with the poor quality of the subject. For example, re. What does re mean? Or about our phone call. Well, again, what does that mean exactly? One of the secrets of writing good emails and good documents is to get the reader's attention instantly. And the way you do that is with a call to action in the subject line. The subject line is going to draw their eyes to that line and is then going to give them the mindset of, will I read further or will I delete this? Will I pay serious attention to what I'm seeing, or am I just going to scan through it very quickly? As an assignment this week, I'd like you to have a look at your subject lines. Do you think they could be improved? Now, I'm not suggesting that you should write an entire sentence in a subject line. It should be short and sharp and poignant. But it needs to be descriptive, and needs to be descriptive enough to get the reader to want to read the first paragraph. For example, rather than, "Can I have your thoughts please, Dave?" Dave, I'll need your response to my questions by 4 p.m. today. Dave, I'll need your response to my questions by 4 p.m. today. Well, what were you just thinking then? Were you just thinking, well, what questions? Of course you were. So what are you going to do with my email? You're probably going to read it and find out what questions I have. Now, by the way, if I was writing an email, do you think I would put the questions in bold? I should, shouldn't I? That's another lesson. And why 4 p.m.? I'm giving Dave a call to action. If I just said it in the subject line, Dave, I'll need your thoughts on my questions, what are the chances of him, being a very busy person, putting it into his too hard basket? I'd say it's a pretty good chance. But now that I've said, Dave, I'll need your response to my questions by 4 p.m. today, he's now going to realise that he's got a deadline. He's now going to look for the questions, and hopefully, if he's professional enough, he's going to respond. I could give you hundreds of examples like that. So here's a couple of takeaways for our lesson. Firstly, don't just put re in the subject line, or some little filler piece of information about our conversation, or here's the info. Here's the info regarding the proposal we have to have approved by Friday. What is that doing? It's giving me a deadline and telling me the importance or irrelevance of the information. You can also do the same thing in a letter as well. The first paragraph is going to determine whether someone reads the rest of the letter or throw it in the bin. Too hard. And for most of us that read poorly worded documentation, it's all too hard, and we hit delete or we throw it in the bin. Have a great week. Your assignment, go and look at those subject lines and make sure they're succinct and they're poignant, and they explain specifically what you need the reader to do. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon.